Monday chess stream here on lichess and Twitch. Good morning, everybody. Positive vibes for the new week. Wonderful lockdown here, Budapest, Hungary. I never leave the house, but it's all good. So what are you guys up to? Asterby, good to see you here. Tough simul yesterday, as usual. Very hard work. Are we live? I think we are. My friend. Alright, guys, let's get a warm-up game. Love these warm-up games. I gotta be more vetting about who I play, though. So we're gonna check and make sure they have like a certain amount of games played. Why are almost no games like hitting my formula here? Only 4 players. Standard chess 960, blitz less than 8 minutes, rapid classical, increment yes or no, casual only, wide rating range. How are there only 4 people? 3. That's weird. There's like a massive amount of players online, 50,000 players online, only 4 games hit my formula? That's weird. Hard to believe, actually. Looks like it's a little slow to pick these up. Maybe nobody's using the lobby format. They like the quick pairing. They like the quick pairing better. From Russia with love. Let's play him. 1775, 5-0. Are we in the chat live? Astrobate, are you there? D2, 4, 5, E3. I love this guy's name. He's not going to make a move in time. I assure you. Dude, you're wasting my time. Five plus 5, too long. Too long. Can't we get a normal increment? What is the deal? I like how this chess2 guy is like, challenge me on lichess, 1,000 follower. Like, do you really think that the number of followers that you have on lichess is useful for something? Is that? Alright. Follower goal. Like it's, I don't know, Twitter or something. You can be more of an influencer now. These are my correspondence games, guys. I'm going to take this challenge in a minute, but I just want to play... Why are there no games out there? Potser Troll. That's a coincidence. We know Troll on a roll. Potser Troll. Do I have chat? Is anybody in the chat? How's my internet, by the way? Are we connected? This place sucks. Oh, F4. Bring it on. 1 viewer. I think my Twitch is a little bit funny. Faced this a lot lately for some reason. 1 viewer. International Master William Pascal playing for 1 viewer. No, it's just suddenly 15. Why is my whole system so lagged? Alright, let's disconnect from that. I'm not connected to my VPN. Discord is turned on, but nothing else. I have nothing else running to slow down. Slow down the connection. James Clark. Wow, he played G4, dude. First of all, I could play bishop e4, but then you have knight f3, but I have queen h4 check. It's kind of like queen a5. I mean, it's usually a bad move. In this case, not the case. No. Are you serious? No. No takebacks. I guess I'll have to like resign if he starts to sit out for 4 minutes. This is unbelievable. I give up. Either they don't play or they blunder on move 4, ask for take back, and then sit out for 4 minutes. Yes. GG. Alright, what a warm-up game. I feel really warmed up from that. Now a rematch. Did he give me a rematch? No. I'm just gonna start playing you guys. This is always hopeless. This MK Pokey. I'm gonna abort this game. Sorry, MK Pokey. Re-challenge me, you'll be next. But I'm supposed to take the challenge from Stefanos first because he's a subscriber. So, MK Pokey, just re-challenge me. We will play, but I should play Stefanos first. That's why I aborted. Not paying close attention. Mondays and Wednesdays, I do take the subscribers to my Twitch stream first. So we'll play Stefanos, then we'll play MK Pokey, unless another subscriber comes along. That's how it works. Thanks to everybody for subscribing to my Twitch channel, and that's one of the ways I can thank you guys. Giving you first chance to play. Masturbate, what's up, man? Still sleeping? Mainstream Monday. How was the simile? What was our game, Masturbate? Stefanos is pretty booked up here in the opening. Did I play Catalan last time? WJ Loof, welcome. Good morning there. Generous donation to start the week, 200 bits. Pride 200. I did something strange last time. I just don't remember what it was now. I think I played a Catalan the last time against Stefanos, but I don't remember what I did. I think I played A4? Maybe I didn't. Maybe I did play A4. I meant to play Queen C2, old school. Quick stop before work. You must get to work early. You actually have to physically go to work, right? An essential business. Mr. Coffee there working from home. Did he come on? No. Bishop E7. Well, this is normal. It was so weird. I thought you said Nancy bot. I was like, wait, there's a Nancy bot in the channel? I'm like, oh, that's new? We should make a Nancy bot. Bishop D2. Well, there was something on BBC months ago when the lockdown started about people like using too much toilet paper, using everything for toilet paper because they couldn't get toilet paper. There was also another interesting article on BBC yesterday about the origins of toilet paper. Very, very interesting stuff. I'm sure you'll all want to check it out. Apparently, toilet paper wasn't technically invented as we know it now, or sold as we know it now, till the 1850s. American inventor. Yeah, China. Good, good. Toilet paper was first used in China. W.J. Leaf knows his toilet paper history. We got it from China. What an irony. All right. If you work in sewers, you have to know, it's one of those requirements. Like, you have to study toilet paper history, sewer literature. All right, what are we going to do? C6, bathroom reading. What do we do? E4, C5. Is that a weird thing to be afraid of? I'm out of book after C6. Normally, peoples don't want to do that. Blocking his own bishop voluntarily. But he's stopping bishop A5. I just don't know what I'm supposed to do. This is probably a line, I just should know it. But never studying the Catalan, I don't. The funny part is that if I play E4 now, he does play C5, which looks pretty good, I guess. Now my bishop doesn't know where to go because he can't go to A5 anymore. He knows his stuff here. Alright, you know what? Bishop G5's tempo down. He's got like C6 for free there. I want to stop C5. You can play B4. Do you want to do that? Alright, let's screw it. We'll just play B4. Whatever. The simplest and most primitive solution to attempting to stop C5. I just wasted 3 minutes on this very simple move. Peter Balkus rating with a party of 10. What's up, Raider? Good morning. Guten Morgen. Good morning. We got Europeans from every country. What's up, guys? Americans, Europeans, everything. A little bit of mix of everything. B4 stopping A5, stopping C5. Well, attempting to stop A5 and C5. I don't know the theory too well. I mean, this is just a variation. The games I've seen have mostly featured other moves. I think Queen C8 is a move. I never studied the Catalan for white. I don't think I even own a book. I don't think in my life I ever owned a book on how to play the Catalan. Once in a while I played. It's not really my normal repertoire here. Guys, welcome. We're playing Blitz and Rapid Chess. Subscribers and others. Thanks for the raid, Peter Balkus. How are things in Poland? You've been on streaming a lot. What time control? We play, it should be there, 5-3 through 7+3. I try to put it in the stream at the bottom so people know. Sometimes I forget. These are longer blitz games and rapid games so that I can really talk about the game a little bit and share some ideas. I think it's a waste of time to try to commentate bullet games. In my own free time, I might play faster, but okay, this is an interesting move. So A5 pretty much forcing me to take. Now, calling his bluff, I mean, how does he, yeah, I'm good at talking. How does he regain that pawn? Is the idea to play c5? Pawn is a pawn. What's his idea here? He can attack it a second time? Not so easily, right? b4? Maybe? There it is. I feel like I just made that move. But that's ingenious. Okay. I mean, now his c6 pawn's a little bit weak. I'm looking at queen b2. I'm looking at knight e5, which drops my d pawn. That's good. My pieces need to get out. My knight has nowhere to move, so how does that work? a3. Queen b2. Rook a5, bishop b4. I'm really curious if this has ever been played before. I feel like I'm missing something here. I mean, can we somehow take advantage of the fact this bishop is unprotected? I still can't move my pieces. I'm threatening bishop takes b4. But other than that, I didn't really achieve much with this move, queen b2. We reinforced our d pawn. Possibly give ourselves the possibility of a3. It looks really pretty lame. So he just keeps coming up with these frustrating moves that I don't expect. First c6, then a5. Specializing in annoying pawn moves. Threatening bishop takes b4, but he has a move. So both queen a5 and rook a5 are interesting here. I don't think knight d5 is going to work. You know, I just play a3 then, and wait is just better. He has to play either queen a5 or rook a5. Possibly knight a6, but I don't think so. How's my queen side doing? We're a little bottled up. You love the Catalan, though, with white, because your king side is safe. You know, even if the whole queen side is disaster, at least my king is safe. He's not exactly developing his pieces here. Good morning, everybody. We're taking blitz and rapid challenges, trying to wake up. We had one of our usual simuls yesterday on lichess every Sunday at 6:30. I torture myself by playing 25 tough players. Lockdown started to kind of get to me a little bit. I think I started to get depressed. Maybe I'll go for a walk for half an hour today outside the building. Quiet here in the chat room. Everybody's sleeping. I know it's late for Asterbait. Yeah, challenges we got MK Pokey, Teju, Asmir, COVID-20, Josip, and this guy, Elon, Elan Chess is going to have to forget it because he's got no games. I'm not going to play people with new accounts. I'm only going to play players with 100 games, 100 rated games, established accounts. Okay, so Queen A5 piling up on this is an issue. It's going to be hard to protect my rook on A1. So A3 looks almost completely non-viable. Not a lot of other things I can do. Rook C1 maybe? This is just like hoping that I can get something going on the C6 pawn. I can play A3, but it doesn't help. I can never take on B4 without dropping my rook at A1. So, wow, C5. That wasn't what I expected. Okay. I definitely don't want to see C4. I could sack an exchange like rook C5 and queen takes B4. I'd only have a pawn for the exchange. It's not really sufficient. Meanwhile, this is getting to be a problem. At least I can move my knight now. He has knight G4. I was seriously considering that. King for an open file here. Oh, I see it. That was a stupid move. What? Didn't want the pawn. Free bishop. There was a free bishop? I don't remember that part. What are you talking about, Bob? He already missed a clear draw. My technique is pretty bad here. All right. So it was a clear draw if you play h5, but Bob came in and started blabbing just when the guy had like a forced draw. He's like, why don't you resign? Exactly in that moment. He has just got the easiest draw in the world with h5 here. I mean, it's probably a draw. This rook endgame should be a draw. I'm better, but it's not enough to win, most likely, here. 4 against 3 on the king side? I don't know. Alright. MK Pokey. We've got subscriber challenges from Osmir, COVID-20. Krovenko, I'll play, but I ask you guys not to challenge me to rate it if you've got 100 games or more. I will play anybody, but it's got to be casual. And you've got to have 100 games. Alenikov just barely qualifies, so make it casual, and I'll accept your challenge. All right, so Osmir, COVID-20, then MK Pokey. That was James? Really? Oh yeah, you're right. I'm sorry, Bob. I apologize. You're almost like connected or something, like you have an umbilical cord. How is it that he appears chatting exactly when you appear and is so obsessed with you? I'm beginning to think that James is really just a figment of Bob's imagination. I never had this conspiracy theory before, but now it's beginning to look like maybe James is really just this like imaginary person that Bob created to troll himself. Josip, welcome from Croatia. Croatia, what is wrong with me? Why can't I talk properly? Budapest, Hungary here. I'm obviously American originally, but I've been here forever. Since before, I've been living in Hungary since before most of you were born. Sadly. Okay, what is this opening? DK guy. It's just too much of a coincidence the minute that Bob logs on, James logs on, and their chats are even at the same time. Even to the point where I'm confusing like who's saying what. I can't even separate them from each other. Sorry, Bob. I apologize. I thought that was your chat. Would my imaginary friend be so dull? Well, your other ones aren't, so maybe you wanted to kind of mix it up a little bit. I don't have all the answers. In fact, I don't have many. But knight on BD2, not good. What is white doing here? Now this pawn sacrifice, very tempting. At the same time, I'm not sure you want to give away your central pawn. You need your quantum of beers. Masturbate? Drinking beers? I don't think his roommate's going to stand for that. What are we going to do? E3 sacrificing a pawn. It's basically our Slav reversed. This knight is poorly placed, blocking the bishop on c1. It looks like a Geller gambit, but I'm not down a pawn here. The pawn sack with e3, though. Do you want to do that? No, we could try it. I think it's viable. It's not like I'm going to win by force as a result of this move. But it guarantees open lines for attack. I think I like the kind of position that results from that. Yeah, but I'm not hoping for too much like a forced mate or anything. I just want to have targets. Yeah, now he has a square for his knight, you know, which is a downside of that pawn sack, obviously. But the structural damage is forever. You had to go bishop e first before c6. Stefanos Kappa, I don't know. I mean, it's kind of... The positions seem kind of interesting, honestly. I'm curious to see if anyone's ever done that. Bishop e4 will change the position. Not everything is in your favor. I'm not sure, you know. It's not like a magic bullet. Normally, yeah, you would put the bishop outside the pawn chain. But I guess. Still, it seemed like you had interesting chances there. Maybe my b4 is just not that good. We'll see. I'll take a look. I can analyze the game for a minute after we finish this one. I wouldn't mind taking a look. I don't normally like to stop the blitz games and really start analyzing, but I think that position was interesting enough that it might be worthwhile. Yeah, I mean, I don't think this is appropriate here. White is in no position to like play an attacking game after grabbing a pawn and having a broken structure with very little development here. I don't think that h4 is an appropriate move. I had mate in 1. Are you kidding me? Alright, I'm just going to resign and go home. I'm going to take my ball. I seriously have mate in 1. I'm not even awake yet. That's embarrassing. You guys didn't even say anything. Hope for the mate incoming. I mean, I trust my opponents, you know, they aren't going to blunder mate in 1. What is this? It's not mate. But it's almost mate. Close enough, anyway. There was no mate. I didn't even see bishop g3 check. That's the embarrassing part. Can I have the current position, please? Alright, thank you. So castle's queenside. Maybe c4. The knight fork after. Yeah, it's probably decisive. Pretty much this, but improved. It's probably winning anyway. I mean, his position is so bad, honestly, that it probably doesn't matter, you know, objectively. But, you know, oftentimes this check, it could have been made in 1 and I wouldn't have seen it, frankly. I'm just not looking for it. And I'm still not awake. Sunday nights are hard. I do the simul Sunday evening, and I'm usually kind of having a hard time going to sleep. Got excuses. It's not made it 1 in exchange. We're probably still winning some. I mean, this is h4 is, come on. You can't play that. You already have like defensive bad position. You can't be attacking black. I mean, what happened here? First of all, okay, he plays like d4, cd4, queen d4. Much better to take with a knight, of course. Even that's bad for white. After knight takes d4, d5, maybe he can struggle for equality. But this is like, you know, even that maybe not that bad. But knight d2 makes it worse, you know. I mean, c3 makes it worse. So he's played a whole bunch of like passive moves. I guess if you have to play something like the London system here with bishop f4, I could always play f6. I don't like white's position. It's a Marshall defense with colors reversed. It's awful for white. Again, maybe I should play the check. I'm not sure. I'm not out for material. Bishop f2 does win material, right? Bishop f2, I'm not out for material. My literal last words. But I mean, if I'm going to win like a whole exchange for nothing, whatever. We've got knight g3. You might want to, maybe I should have thrown in bishop f5. This is awful for white. You might want to like shield your eyes. Rated R, violence, and adult themes. It is severe loss, Bob. I don't think that children under the age of 10 should be viewing this game. All right. This is not healthy for white. Padron Antoni, good to see you. What have you been up to this week? You guys letting people free a little bit there? Have you been out of the house at all? They're lowering the lockdown a little bit in Italy. Yeah, I mean, I would win material with rook h1, knight g3. This is really bad. Oof. Even this is strong. How do you defend your undefended, undefended and undeveloped, and undevelopable? Oof. That's not good. Ultra violence. What number long is Alienkov? I'm sorry. Alienkov. It's not on the list now. You've disappeared. I don't think you ever came back. You were next to Kravetko. Whatever. It's hard to say this. Kravetko. Too many consonants. You were behind Kravetko, I think, if we were to keep your position on the list. COVID-20, also a subscriber. Sorry, I can't speak. COVID-20 earned a draw. This was yesterday's simul. He played my favorite move, knight a2. Don't play this at home. I mean, frankly, it doesn't make sense to open the position when you're black. Seriously. But I play this opening anyway. I know like some people like the Scandinavian. I'm not going to pretend it's a good opening. I don't think it's good. Just kind of fun. Fun to play open positions for me. You know, even if I am behind in development. Now, COVID-20 subtly knows what he's doing. It's funny, against the Sicilian, he's not playing very theoretical stuff. So I thought, oh, okay, the Scandinavian will work. I suspect COVID-20 of being a Smurf account of someone else who might have played on our stream, but I don't know. He just seems too at home here. Nothing wrong with that, busting out the Smurf accounts. We have lots of people who switched accounts, as long as you just have one at a time. Bishop c4. I might be wrong, though. I love speculating. Bishop c4 was played against me by someone good. Maybe not. This position? Yeah, I guess it wasn't. I take it back. No, not that move. I'm thinking of a different position. I think that people get bored with their account names, so they... COVID-20 just appeared. Come on. I mean, he created the account COVID-20 in the last couple months. Yeah, this is looking familiar now. Should I play knight b6? Should I be scared? Should I play c5? How is this supposed to work exactly? I'm just going to play c5, even if it's a pawn sack. Yeah, if this was a 2-year-old account, we'd all be very scared. Oh, that's so his bishop can recapture here. It also stops knight a4. But it has its disadvantages as well. His bishop no longer covers a6. So I can play knight a6. A very important move, recapturing my pawn on c5. Without worrying about bishop takes a6. So he decided to play castles. Okay, this is also possible. If I castle, now you take. It's a better version for white. I really ought to take here. Now, if you take back with the pawn, we transpose some kind of Grunfeld. Take back with the knight, you don't really have anything. Those are your choices. E3 Grunfeld, that's what we've got now. This is a variation I've played with white. It's nothing. Probably good enough for equality. But that's it. You never really should be better. I could play bishop g4, but I'm going to need the castle anyway. A standard position. Now we're sort of threatening bishop g4. Can you tell me when you did it again? You said it again? Your challenge disappears when you leave lichess. Yeah. I guess your challenge does disappear when you leave lichess. If you want to play me, you have to be on lichess. But I guess I'm missing something. Alright. It's going to be hard to play you if you're not on lichess. But you know, your challenge would be like the 3rd in the list, but now we're going to play DK guy, so you're 4th in the list. Alright, bishop g4, still not a threat. If bishop g4 is not a threat, I mean, I don't want to give up my bishop for nothing for that knight on f3. I've definitely played this position with white, although the knight needs to be on c3 to transpose to an e3 Grunfeld. The knight would be there early. I mean, that's supposed to be on c3. We can't have a Grunfeld without the knight being on c3. It's a requirement for that opening. I don't know why he's delaying the knight c3 so long. There's no real visible benefit of that, other than the fact that his b2 pawn could fall. How about that? e5. Being on the platform where you must actually play is overrated as a concept. We can be there in spirit. Well, where to put my bishop? Standard procedure. Maybe we can carve out a diagonal here for a place to put my bishop. This is an artificial placement test. Bishop f5. You can put the bishop on f5. I guess bishop f5 is okay. I think it's not that great though, because it can be attacked by things like knight h5 and g4, or knight h4 and g4. That's not a big issue. It doesn't really do anything, I guess. It sits on this diagonal and looks pretty. It never seems to have any really cohesive way of participating in the position from f5. On e6, it's much more fundamental. It can help to blockade the isolated pawn. Anyway, he's trying to be fancy somehow with the knight move. Like he wanted to be different, playing knight on bd2. That's fine. Be different. No. I thought he was going to take with the knight and try to put his knight on c5. But we found a place. Now, I oftentimes refer to there was another possibility of putting my bishop on c6, by the way. But I refer to these positions where it's IQP. Sometimes the square in front of the pawn is that blockading square. The problem with it is that you can only put one piece there at a time. Like basically, I want to have my bishop and my knight on d5 right now. I wouldn't mind my queen there either. So I call it like a one square position. It seems like you have this awesome square, but only one piece can use it at a given time. So it's pretty limited what you can really do with it. Blockade is overrated too. My knight sucks on b6. Maybe the knight d5. Let's just develop. I do have to watch out for this dropping in on c5. Of course, it's not a threat momentarily. Accommodate two nice places. I've got my alien t-shirt on for conspiracies today. Thought we could get some good ones. What about the queen on d5? Please wait. Everybody's fighting over it, It's like toilet paper. My queen is passive on d8. I just want to put all of my pieces on d5. Go. Everybody, get on there. Just pile them up. Reverting to cheapos. We're down to 30 seconds, so it's a blitz game. I guess this player is some sort of bullet expert. It's very strange because his bullet rating is really, really low. It's kind of unexpected. Isn't that weird that he's 1600 in bullet? You got kind of lucky there. But his play like suddenly improved when he was down to like no time. Yet his bullet rating is extremely low. 1659. I guess it's just not enough games. But based on that, I wouldn't expect him to suddenly turn into a really good player in the bullet stage. But he started playing better when we got low on time. Actually, he's probably doing well here until he blundered mate. Like I allowed 96. He played the last, other than the blunder of mate at the end, he played the last like 15 moves really well. He's probably doing well, actually. From a really precarious position, he started defending like a genius. Starting with a round here, playing rook c5. He's playing faster than me, and he's actually outplaying me at the stage, which is kind of disturbing. I have to be super careful here. This actually works. I didn't have the presence of mind to find the a6, so I guess I missed something here. It's hard though. We're short of time. I wanted to just mention that other game that I played before we move on. Yeah, Masturbate. That's all you. You taught me that. The other game that we played against Stefanos, I wanted to check just the opening to make sure. The theory here, because he surprised me with this move, c6. I was like, what? Now, as you pointed out, like you're supposed to play bishop b4. Okay, everybody knows that. I had games even years ago with this position, but like what frustrated me was like I don't know what am I supposed to do, because if I play e4, it looks like you have c5 for real here. I don't really like that. So I don't have bishop a5. I don't have e4. I can't play knight e5 without dropping my d4 pawn. So what is white supposed to like do? There's no games in the opening explorer. This is unbelievable, dude. You just invented a new variation against the Catalan. Although the move looks strange. I mean, it's not at all simple to prove an advantage for white here. The engine is now claiming it's equal. Stefanos inventing an equalizing line against the bishop d2 Catalan by accident. But I'm glad that I'm not an idiot or something. I don't know what white's supposed to do here. What is this? Like, there's not a single game, dude. Check it out. Funny though, the engine likes black to begin with. so like equality is like a bad result. But no, it's claiming equality no matter what you do. Bishop e4, knight on bd7. c6 is just another playable move. There are literally over 2,000 games here. No one's ever played c6. But Stockfish claims this is fine, and I don't know what I'm supposed to do. I played b4. So I could play a move like maybe rook d1. Instead, I played b4. Also a3, kind of a halfway move. a3 kind of makes some sense. You could play b4 later. But I'm curious what happened in the game. Okay, I played b4, he plays a5. The best move, or one of the best moves. I take, and then you have to play b4. And now black is better. What did I do wrong? I played the best move now, queen b2. And you played the best move again. So this is like, not a mistake, but a perfect game, Stefanos. by both sides. Just that none of the chess elites in the world have discovered this yet. Now apparently I made a mistake by playing rook c1. Knight e5 equalizes. Not almost. This is ridiculous, dude. You like refuted the Catalan. But I don't think it's improved, Stefanos. You see, the thing is your bishop is exposed on e4. You know, it's not just like automatically better for black to get your bishop to e4. Later on, I'm going to have a tempo hitting your bishop with either knight c3 or knight d2. I don't think you can view it that way, that it's that simple. It's a different position. You know, it's just a different position. It's not better or worse because your bishop's on e4. You know, you can live with the bishop on b7. This is equally valid, I think. There's nothing wrong with what you did. It's just a different way of playing the position. I don't know. It's weird. I'm glad that I'm not crazy, though. You know, I couldn't find a move. All of our subscribers are showing up. What time is it? 12 o'clock. DK Guy, Mirales. Oh, this is like banging my head on a wall with these guys. I think you're being too dogmatic. You were doing fine, Stefanos. The way you played it was probably fine. You just made a tactical mistake later. You played bishop e4, but I don't think it's better or worse than what you did, objectively. Maybe it's easier to play. You feel more comfortable. But I think it's interesting that you invented a totally new variation by accident. I was very frustrated with white's position. I don't know what I'm supposed to do there. You know, it looks like it should be better for white, but it's not. Rufus and Doofus. 1 bit. Caro Khan guy. What do you do with the Caro Khan guy? So you guys, oh, Antonio has to leave. That was fast. We're about to get blinded by the sun soon, so be warned. It's always sunny in Budapest. Interestingly, like most Caro Khan players play knight c6 in this position, but DK guy plays knight f6. What's that about? All the books recommend. He's old school too. It's almost, I'm suspicious. What is this? I'm usually playing the black side of this. Wonder why he would purposely play knight f6. It probably doesn't make a difference objectively. There is a weird line here with bishop g5. I don't remember what the engine or what the book says about it. Let's give it a try. It's not Weird Wednesday, but Secrets from Russia. Yeah, he just transposed. But I guess the difference is important. Like, there is a variation here. Black can play knight c6, c3, and queen c7. So by playing knight f6, DK guy forgoes that topical variation. Bishop g5, e5. Like, he sees this every day. Nobody plays bishop g5. Unless they don't know theory. You were supposed to not know what to do against bishop g5 because bishop f4 is almost universally played. And he goes for e5 right away. So I remember that knight e4 is a move. I don't remember about e5. But if he played it, it must be good. Ionymous, is that baleful? Do you have a new account? You don't have blinds. I have a blind, but it has a big gap in the corner where the sun comes through. That's the problem. I'm really bad at like home maintenance and repairing stuff. I don't know. Sometimes I shove the towel in the gap, but it's pretty hard to keep it there. E5. So I guess I have to take here. I don't know why I'm thinking so long on this move, but I am concerned. This was supposed to surprise my opponent, but instead he like instantaneously played his response. Like he sees bishop g5 every day. I just thought maybe Anonymous was the same as the old Anonymous, just a different account. Baleful was in the list of challengers. Chess 960. I don't know about that today. I haven't been happy with Chess 960 lately. I'm even losing to Troll. I'm getting out of here. So happy just to castle. Key secret in these type of positions would be to trade the dark square bishops if you can. I can't imagine black play g5 here. He's just getting a useful move with h6 in. It's a Karpovian Tarash French type position. I'll let you know when it's a draw. I was thinking about this move. Oh, you have knight e4 now. You better not. I was seriously concerned about that. Now he has it. Again, we have the same situation where we can't put all of our pieces on the same square. It's so hard to deal with. What's wrong with bishop b5 check? Well, nothing's wrong with it. Like, but it depends on what position you're talking about. Like after d e5, knight e5, bishop e5 check, it's just nothing special. Black plays bishop d7. He trades off his bad bishop for my good bishop. I'm not sure that it's advantageous for me, you know? Are you saying that you think I win material or something? Maybe you're right. Well, I mean, he could take back with a knight, though. Like bishop e5 check, bishop d7. Do I have some in-between move? Maybe bishop f6, queen f6. Bishop takes d7 check, knight takes d7, queen takes d5. Maybe there's some way. Maybe there's some way I could win a pawn there. But normally I don't really want to trade my white square bishop for his white square bishop if I can help it. That's what I'm trying to do, is trade my dark square bishop for his dark square bishop. Normally, DK guy doesn't make a lot of tactical mistakes, so I just kind of trust him. I don't know this opening too well. Bishop G4. But he's insanely fast. You know, if he gets down the bullet, I'm dead. 2260 and going up. He's got a solid plus score against me now. 16 and a half, 15 and a half. Well, bishops that are bad are blocked by their own pawns. I don't want to trade his bad bishop off, you know? This is my bad bishop. Technically, my pawns are mostly in the center on dark squares. It shouldn't be overrated in importance, but it is a valid and fundamental concept. It's not the only thing, you know, in the world, clearly, to worry about. If I can trade pieces, I get to an endgame where I'm slightly better here. I really don't have a plan. Then again, he has to find a move. You know, he doesn't have a great move either. I mean, the isolated queen pawn, you know, it can be a weakness. I think it's a liability, yeah. He doesn't have a great isolated queen pawn position where he has a lot of activity. It's kind of a passive one. So, although black's position is hard to break, it's hard for white to win. You generally want to have an attacking position when you have the isolated queen pawn. But this pawn is actually really strong. It controls some key squares in the center. You can play bishop g3 if you want to, but I don't know what it does. Doesn't really achieve anything. Yeah, I mean, he's just too solid. I've never seen him make a blunder. Not in recent years. Very rarely. Bishop e5 is kind of tempting. It's like Flora Capablanca. Just unbelievable how strong he is. He's like unbeatable. Basically unbeatable. Well, I don't think it ever wasn't a draw, Antony. I was never winning. But he defends like perfectly using no time. Oh my god. Could even lose if I'm not careful. And maybe b5 is controversial. There's no way I could ever win. He's like an IM or something who has a 2200 rating on lichess. I don't really get it. Strangely, e5 has never been played. He just instantly played it. That's weird that you would just instantly play e5. There's no games with e5. I thought, okay, maybe this is a variation he knew. He just plays this, and it's okay. It's certainly not a computer move. And it's also never been played in theory. I could see the one reason for playing e5 would be, okay, well, I didn't play bishop f4, and normally I'm controlling the e5 square. But to just play it, he literally used, no, he did use time. That was weird. It says he used time. He actually used 22 seconds. I thought he played it instantly. He actually used 22 seconds. That's a lot for him. It is similar to another variation I've seen. No, someone was suggesting like bishop g3, but you know, what does that do? Like just now I can't exchange these dark square bishops, which is really what I want to do. Okay, it's not a bad move, but I mean I think it's better to keep the pin here. Maybe I should have taken with the A pawn. H5, number one move. He tries to put his pawns up on H4 and G5 probably. I like that. I could have played G3. I was a little bit too passive here. Now he's okay. That was probably my biggest mistake. But I mean, we're not going to see any mistakes by either side if we run this through the computer. It's going to be like perfect play. 0 center pawn loss for both sides. DK guy says what? Nowadays, the exchange version have been the main variation. Now nobody plays bishop g5 though, unless they don't know theory. DK guy. This e5 move has never been played in over 1,000 tournament games. Got 0 inaccuracy, 0 mistakes, 0 blunders. At least I made like 2 inaccuracies. He's gonna have 0, 0, 0, 10 center pawn loss. That's pretty impressive, dude. He's got 0, 0, 0, 10 center pawn loss in a 45 move game. Even I had 2 inaccuracies. I don't understand how you can be 2200 on lichess and play like that. You know, I mean, that's just insane. Should be like 2500 lichess rating. FIDE 2350 at least. I mean, it's no wonder you have a plus score against me in our match here. Although some are simul games. Krevetko, Baleful. Okay, we got M Pokey who dropped down. I don't know why M Pokey dropped down to the bottom. He was here first. Just a perfect game by DK Guy. Nothing special. It wouldn't be a big deal, but it's a 45 move game. Okay, there's not a lot of tactics, but still. You know, it's very impressive. No, I don't know. You know, I think that he's like a 2400 who has some sort of low rating for some reason. You should be an IM, basically. Alright, M Pokey. Padron Tony, is he in the list to challenge? Not in the mood to play today. My one mistake in the last game was probably exchanging rooks, but his time, you see, that's the other thing. It's not only that he plays perfectly, he also plays super fast. So he played the whole game and faster than me with no center pawn loss. If I had a little bit more time, maybe I wouldn't exchange rooks on e8. You know, I would have played like the slightly more risky g3. But I was afraid if I don't exchange rooks on e8 that he's going to play rook h8 and then something like h4. And I might be in a sharp position with no time. So DK Guy's speed, his insane speed, in addition to his perfect play, makes it almost impossible for me to be aggressive. I would have liked to have not traded rooks on e8, which was essentially my only chance of playing for a win. But I had no time, you know, because if I do that, then it gets sharper, and I might just like blunder something and lose. So there's no way to beat him, basically. All right, we're going to play queen a4 check. This is my default line here. Yeah, but I mean, your advantage, you got the opening after what, like e5. It's probably half a pawn better for white or something. But then it never changed, you know. I think that maybe e5 should get a dubious. If any move gets an inaccuracy, it would be the move e5, and that's it. You know, the computer decided not to give you an accuracy for that. I'm not sure what its judgment is, you know, or how big an advantage I have to get. But if there is one move that you made an accuracy, it's e5. Other than that, you played a perfect game. I don't know, you know. I mean, you just don't make any mistakes. But I'm amazed how fast you can play. I can't play that fast. There's no way. I mean, if I could play like you, I'd be like 2800 on lichess. I can't play that fast. If I had that kind of speed, in addition to my playing strength, I mean, I could easily get up to like 2800 in blitz. But I'm just not that fast with a mouse. If I had that kind of mouse speed, I would be unstoppable. The pre-moving and super fast play, if I could do that, I can get to 2600, but I'm just too slow with mouse to go beyond that probably. But with good mouse speed, yeah, I would be like in the top 100 on lichess and blitz probably. But I don't know how he can be 2200. It's so easy to be 2200. If you compare DK Guy to the average player who's 2200 in blitz on the site, it's ridiculous. Like, they're just like beginners compared to him. I just mow them down, you know. The average 2200s, okay, they're not so easy. Not all of them. But there's a lot of ones that are really weak that you can easily beat. It's like going to the dentist and pulling teeth. They make a lot of mistakes. The average 2200 makes a lot of mistakes. It's not like 2200 in over-the-board chess. I mean, I saw this account today where the guy was claiming he was like 1700 over the board chess, and his lichess rating is the same as DK Guy. You got 1,700 over the board players who are 2,200 on lichess and blitz. But that's extremely, inexperienced. You missed the simul. You stopped by, didn't you, Peter? You've never played in one of my simuls, have you? This is kind of a tough position. I thought I liked my game, but now I don't know how to get it rolling. I was kind of depressed yesterday. I mean, the lockdown started to just kind of get to me, I think, in short. Man, I don't have anything here. Central pawn preponderance should be better for white, but he's got good control of e4. Very hard to do anything. I'm going to go for a walk outside today. It's been too much time in my office. I don't leave the room. I think it's starting to sap my mental energy. So queen e7, normal square. No, I don't know. Some of the 2200s aren't bad. It's kind of a mixed bag. But in general, you would probably dominate DK Guy. You just really should dominate that rating category pretty easily. How about this move? No. Kind of a funny idea here. Danish kroner. That's what it stands for. Cash doctor. I'm looking at this 95 move. Is this a stupid idea? Yes. Yes? It's a stupid idea. This is just like being fancy for the sake of being fancy. Why am I doing this? Now the problem is I cannot, under any circumstances, give him my white square bishop. Oh, okay. Look at this variation. Bishop d3. Knight c3. Bishop h7 check. King h7 no. King h8, rook takes d7. Can I do this? Man, I don't know. I thought about bishop c4, but I really played stupidly in this game. Yes, queen c7. Perfectly logical. Man, MK Pokey. He beat me once before. 5+3 as well. What was that? I blundered. This is like dubious though. I don't have enough for this pawn. You're serious you can't take on e5 there? Man, I thought I was losing a pawn. The hourly blitz tourneys. I guess I don't take in consideration that I have this sort of built-in advantage when you're a titled player. People get kind of psyched out. That doesn't really like show up in the numbers. Or they just accept losing because you're a titled player more easily. I don't know. Maybe they don't fight as hard. Jesus, what is MK Pokey doing today? I'm just totally busted. He's just crushing me. And I'm talking about DK guy. He's 1870. Okay, this is risky for black. Damn, if he just takes his time. Okay, I have some threats now. I didn't like this position either. Time is awful. Yeah, I don't think the hourly blitz tournaments are the best place for you to play DK guy. Probably you should just do like random challenges. Like whatever your best time control is. He just played way too fast. I mean, when he played like G6. When did he play G6? Move 24. I'm totally desperate when I sacked a pawn with Rook D6 with no time. And I'm barely hanging on. His pieces are all good. But he played G6. DK can't stand for Denmark. Yeah, but this is over. But I feel very suspicious about my game. I think it was just totally unsound. This was lucky that I'm not losing a pawn here. First of all, this position, as I said, bishop c4 was an interesting alternative. This is where it got really interesting. Because this was actually playable. He could have played knight takes c3. And I was looking at bishop h7. Honestly. He has king h8. I saw this, you know. Now I would have to take here. He would take here. I would play like king f1. But I'm going to lose a piece at the end of the day, you know. This is bad. I'm going to lose a piece because of like bishop c8 or bishop a6 check. Actually, I'm not down a piece if I play bishop a6. But bishop c8 wins a piece. Yeah, I mean, he just played too fast here. He's got really interesting chances. You know, and now, perfect game up to this point. This pawn sack is unsound. And now all he has to do is defend better. Apparently g6 is best move. So the computer just doesn't buy this. It has queen d2. So what happens on queen d2, bishop f6? Queen e1 check. Okay, easy for the computer to say that this is a win. There's this. But black did have a winning position tactically. That wasn't that easy to find. 175 person raid. GM Ray Robson. Wow, I never even met Ray Robson. What's up? I think I saw you once, if he's here. I think I saw him once. Some tournament in like Foxwoods or something, but I've been living in Europe forever. GM Ray Robson with a raid. 243 total. Up late. Thanks for the raid, man. We're just playing some bad blitz here. Krevetko, Healthmaster, Alan Cobb, Baleful. Let's play these guys. Welcome to the Raiders. So, Ray, I never met. I've been living in Budapest, Hungary, mostly since 2004. Good to see a raid from new friends here. What are we playing? Black Side of Classical English. I don't know this at all. But one day I decided to stop playing the symmetrical English. It's just too symmetrical, too boring, too drawish. So I think that, C45 is the best way. Is he a Puzzle Rush World Champ? Is there such a thing? There's official World Championship? I'm terrible. I never did the Puzzle Rush. In puzzles, I'm like 2,500 on lichess. I never really got into puzzles that much. I'm just more into playing blitz and stuff. Thanks, guys, for joining us. International Master William Pascal here with the Ponda. We're lockdown mode, Budapest, Hungary. The site not to be mentioned. That's fine. I don't mind like rating, some people that stream over there. It's fine. Hikaru's okay. Castles. This is lichess. I know a lot of people have been moving over to lichess. I like that it's not profit, it's free, it's easy to use. I prefer lichess. Castles. Karpov Kasparov, 1986. Yeah, I played Hikaru many times, of course. I never played Ray Robson. He's a little younger. I think he's a little younger than Hikaru. A couple of years younger. I've played Hikaru maybe like 4 times. I don't know. Not in a long time, though. That was years ago. Like, the last time was 2003. We played, like, 4 games between 1999 and 2003. Once a year, or something like that. Hikaru actually made his final GM norm in a tournament where he beat me, among other people. Actually, he had to beat me, maybe his last game to make the norm. I think. To make his final GM norm in 2003. E4 is theory, right? E4, bishop takes C3. I never played this line. I played it with white. What's the deal with this? This doesn't seem right, though. Something's wrong here. Now, thank you very much for the raid from Ray Robson. We're in another world here. Central Europe. Totally different time zone. I'm usually streaming till about 1:30, another hour or so. But I've got nobody to pass on the baton to. When my stream finishes, there's like nobody streaming, except for some Russian guys. They'll probably have a totally different Russian-speaking audience. You're in Britain. Oh, it's followers only, Jay. Yeah, I'm sorry about that. I don't know if it might be like 10 minutes. I think we had it set for 10 minutes. Yeah, thanks for rating. We never actually met, although I think that I might have played a Foxwoods when you were there years ago, like in 2000, I don't know, 2005 or something. I don't remember. Maybe you played back in like 2005 when I was there. But thanks for the raid. Yeah. It's awesome, man. Thank you. So you're streaming. A lot of people are streaming now. It's cool. Chess is going to change a lot. Hopefully, though, I just hope it can go back to normal. It's all going to be different, though. Like here in Europe, I mean, like where I'm at in Budapest, maybe, chess tournament organizers are thinking about trying to start it up again in a couple months. But I'm sure that we have a more realistic chance of doing that than in the States. You guys are going to be, it's going to take longer to get the chess scene in America back up. I moved back here like 2004. So I probably came back and saw you playing in some tournament, and like, I came for a few tournaments, but not much. I played in the World Open in 2006. I played like Foxwoods in 2005, I think, but not much since. I basically like quit chess for a long time between 2008 and 2000. I wasn't playing between 2008 and 2015 basically at all. I came to Budapest to play chess originally, and I had another stupid excuse for coming here. Um, Originally because of, it's easy to play a lot of tournaments and stuff in one place without traveling. You could play GM originally to get my GM title, which I never did, but retrospect, easy to play, lots of tournaments. Nowadays it's not as important, but back then you needed the round robin norms, so that's why. This is a good position for white here. Kravchenko using no time. I'm in trouble actually. He's got two bishops, better structure. Black is close to losing strategically in this position. This is not good. Talking too much. So we're very, very seriously in trouble here. I don't like this at all. White is clearly better. Yeah, you've never played in the tournaments here, I guess. It's not necessary. The whole round robin thing isn't necessary anymore. That was their reason for existing. I mean, there's open tournaments and stuff, but people aren't going to travel here anymore after FIDE dropped the requirement for round robin tournaments. So the events here aren't as popular as they used to be. It really sucks now. There's still some open tournaments and stuff, but I was trying to think there was another reason I moved to Hungary. Oh yeah, like lower taxes. No, I still pay taxes in America. I had some joke. I forgot what my latest excuse for moving to Hungary was. Originally it was to avoid Al Qaeda, but that like became kind of passe. Now I tell people that I came here to escape from Donald Trump. Even that's getting old though. Then you tell people you came here for the girls. There's all sorts of excuses you can invent. No, I mean seriously, my latest joke for why I moved to Hungary. Okay, I'm a professional chess teacher now, although I was playing poker for a long time. I've gone back to teaching chess full time. And my favorite joke is now, I can offer my students like a lower rate. I pass the savings because my cost of living is lower in Hungary. I can pass the savings on to my students, and thus I can offer a cheaper rate to my chess students for private lessons and stuff. That's why I moved to Hungary. We pass the savings on to the consumer. If I have to move back to the United States, we're gonna have to raise our rates. All right, white's better, but we're hanging on. Two bishops, just a really good position for white here. If I could trade off his bishop pair, we'd probably be all right, or a little better off. He's pinned himself now. This bishop here, giving us some back rank stuff, not a big deal. Can't play, I don't know. This guy's really strong. I'm just dropping a pawn. This guy's really good. It's lost for black objectively, but we should put up maximum fight. At least I'm lost here, man. It's like bad. My king is bad. How am I going to even save that pawn? Oof. My knight is bad, no king. I have down a pawn. These are vulnerable. I don't even know what I should do. This guy's really good. Maybe I just wasn't paying attention, but he's played super solidly. Well, I mean, I'm playing increment, you know. I don't play increment for fun, normally. This guy has just killed me. I can resign now. It's totally lost, though he's letting me simplify here. I'm not sure if that's his best or not. He's probably still winning. Maybe not, though. I mean, there's some blockading chances. I definitely prefer to f3. If you're playing an endgame like this, you want to keep pawns on the board, probably, when you're better. He still has the queenside majority, but I'm threatening... Am I threatening something, though? Maybe knight c5. Knight d2 is no good because of c4 tricks. I have knight c5. His king's going to get closer to the center more quickly than mine. So I still am very likely lost. At least I fixed his pawns. It's a nightmare. Even with the bad bishop. Okay, now he has a problem with c3. Looks like I'm going to hold it now. But I mean, I was just... Even the final position before this move. He doesn't have anything here. Maybe I'm holding now. I should have lost for sure. Still, there's chances to lose if his king was to penetrate. I can create a force field. His bishop's actually kind of bad there. I mean, on a5. What happens if g4? Knight c3. I could win. There's potential chances to win now. A lot of people are really just not good at endgames. People who learn chess online. This guy should have won this game already. A long time ago. He's going to draw. I mean, I can't really avoid it. Ops colored bishop draw. Objectively there, I should play like knight e6. I'm just happy not to lose this game. It was horrible. I didn't know the opening, and then I was talking and I got a basically lost position. White played very solidly. Check. Now I could still lose. He's got two bishops. Careful now. Whew, I'm glad he went back quietly there. I don't want to play too passively here. You know, I could still lose this. I was getting a little overconfident, I think. Who is this guy? 1900 and bullet. Probably should offer him a draw at some point. I can do self-mate, maybe in the center of the board. Emery Tate's favorite quote. Mate with the two bishops in the middle of the board. This guy's insanely strong. Lost on time. Nice game. It's probably a draw, but it's a little bit of difficult technically. He has a strong 2000. I kind of gave up at the end there, thinking that I was never going to lose. But he found a way to break through with g4. This is really bad. I mean, I figured it's just a draw here. But he plays g4. suddenly it's complicated. Systematically passive moves by me. King e6. It's not so easy though, you know. What can black do with the knight against the two bishops here? Strong 2000, I agree. Very strong. Alright guys, we're going to be streaming for about 45 minutes. What do we got for challenges? Health Master, Alan Kov. I was just like kind of tired of that game. Why I didn't play knight d2 check. Well, I didn't see where a knight would go. Like if I played knight d2 check in one moment, it just looked like I'm putting it out there in the air, and where is it going? Is it just going back to like e4? Maybe I could have played knight d2 check when he played g4, but then he goes king d2, or king e2, or where does he go actually? E3. Whereas my knight's on e4, he plays g4, I play knight d2 check, and then he plays... His king's on f3, so my bishop's on c4. He can play king e3. So I didn't see where I'm going after g4, knight d2 check. Like, where is my knight going in that position? Oh, you're talking about a different position. Final position is rough, you know. Probably it's a draw, but black has to defend like really well. It was a bad game by me. Little King's Indian. I've quit the King's Indian like most people. I still think Hikaru should play it. We got blinded by the... It's Always Sunny, as I said, in Budapest. I just pre-moved. Guys, we got time for at least 3 more challenges. His bishop was on b6 at that point when you play king d5. Okay? But what does that have to do with anything? So, I mean, I'm just trying to draw. I'm happy with the draw at that point. You know, any point. I was kind of joking about winning, but he'd have to play some sort of horrendous moves to lose. When he plays g4 and breaks on the king side, I don't know what to do, you know. It's probably a draw. I just take, he takes. When I play king d5, okay, I don't remember exactly. My king was on e6. You're saying I had some knight d2 check at some point? But what was the plan? Health Master playing this line that we looked at on Thursday with one of our viewers, submitting a game. This I called the Sirwan variation with bishop d3. Right, I get you, Padron Antoni, but what was the point? The bishop was on b6 at that point. What was the point of your plan to play like knight d2 check? I wasn't quite sure. I understood. But what was it? What did it do? It was a strong 2000. That guy was fast and strong. Yeah. Very strong. For 2000 on lichess. I didn't play well. Then the knight takes b5 and eventually knight on d5 gets in trouble. I'm playing knight d2. I don't know. I don't want to remember it anymore. It was not a good game. I'm playing a line I don't know there. Bishop takes c3, d takes c. We'll have to have a look at it, really, to understand what I did wrong. This d4 dark squares, trying to focus on the dark squares. This is a good solid variation for white. It's hard to get mated on the king side when you play this line, and that's usually the problem in the classical King's Indian. I would think this line should be more popular for white than it is. it's just super solid. You've got mobile chances with the f4, f3. I'm 0-2 against this line with black. Both good players, as I mentioned earlier. On Thursday, I lost to Larry Kaufman and Prohashka. 2 for 2. The f3, I don't know. By playing f3, he's actually transposing some sort of weird samish, where the bishop isn't usually that great here. So this is no longer like a normal continuation for white. The general plan is not to do that. f3, though, it's playable for white. I don't think there's anything wrong with it. I guess I can sink a knight on d4. Maybe that is wrong. I had a game like that, I remember, against some 2200 years ago. It's not that bad for white. It would give me a passed pawn. I don't know. I can check it if you want, Pedro and Antoni. You think you're hallucinating? Maybe. I thought you were looking at the analysis board and I was trusting you. I don't think I ever had any serious chances of winning that game. Really ugly. Bishop e3. Keeping the tension. This is interesting. So, it almost looks like I might have some sort of tactic here. Kind of doubt it. So I have some sort of knight g4. That's the question. Yeah, so like an accelerated dragon type of theme. It's basically a Marazzi or dragon, accelerated dragon. ED, knight d4, knight g4. Knight c6, knight e3. Knight d8, knight d1. Yeah, this is definitely the way to go. I could also play knight g4 right away. It's probably a strong move. They're both strong. So the question is, which one is better, ED or knight g4? The square, is the weak point. White has to play d5. Pretty much any time in this type of line, the samish or the samish, sometimes you can keep the tension when the bishop's not on d3. You're defending d4. But you can't really leave the tension when you don't have d4 protected enough. So naturally we have a tactic here. It's a question of deciding, though, ed4, knight d4, knight g4, knight c6. Or even ed4, knight d4, knight g4, pawn takes is probably not that bad for him. What about knight g4, pawn takes, pawn d4, pawn d4? Whatever, it's probably half dozen of one. This looks good. Good enough to mess up his structure, It is fancier. But if you don't have something here, white is slightly better. You can't just do nothing. After pawn takes, knight takes d4. It's a Marazzi type of structure, or King's Indian, actually, where the bishop's on the wrong square. It would normally be on e2 rather than d3. So he doesn't have that covered. It's not twice protected the way it would be if the bishop was on e2. You're always looking for a weakness on d4 in this line. Now, he really can't give up his good bishop. This is the most important thing for white strategically. But I don't know what to recommend, like bishop d2. He can't afford to give up the dark square bishop in a Marazzi type position where all of his pawns are on white squares. You need the dark square bishop. So I don't know what the best solution is. Like knight takes d4, maybe just taking. Now, okay, at least he kept his dark square bishop. I have to take my piece back. He takes, probably with a knight, he can take with the pawn. Obviously white has a really bad structure. It's probably enough to lose the game. He's also just losing a pawn. So, this secondary threat here. White is strategically lost. Better than my last game. That's for sure. That English, though. I've never really played the e4, e5. I mean, c4, e5 English for years. I should study it. I've been playing c4, c5. Speaking about last game, I've been playing c4, c5 for like 20 years now. Seems like almost 20 years. But I decided that I have to stop playing symmetrical English if I want to win with black. Good morning, someone on sound. So he defends his pawn. White is down a pawn. No real compensation. Bishop e2. Bishop e2. Queen h4 check. That's nothing. Queen f6. Bishop d2. I don't see a win by force necessarily. There's also knight b4 if you want to be fancy. There doesn't seem to be any like immediate forced win. I don't like grabbing rooks with bishops on a1 usually. But here it appears there's no way it's going to get trapped. It's kind of just simplifying. I'm up material. Queen f6, I didn't see anything, you know. Queen f6, bishop d2, and like what's the next move? Maybe there I play knight b4. Maybe it's a better. I just didn't see exactly what the follow-up is with queen f6. It's probably not a bad move. Bishop e2. I mean, basically, this is going to force him to move his king. And he can't castle any longer. But it's just an easy technical win for black. You don't need, you don't need to do anything fancy when you have a structure like this. White is just lost. There are too many problems, you know. I mean, it would be nice. It would be nice to win with some sort of brutal force. But he's just structurally busted. Zero chance of survival, unless black is stupid and... Like, if I were to trade queens into some endgame where he's a pawn down, you know, maybe there would be some small chance. The worst thing you can do here is probably, like, trade queens. Because his king is exposed. He's basically dead. Okay, has queen d5 check there. That might have been an error, actually. g5 is pretty nasty. Maybe I had that before. Yeah, but I mean, not a good opening. You have to close the center immediately. Anyway, f3 is not really a move. I suppose it's playable. It's playable. But generally you castle here. So f3, e5, and you have to play d5. Keep the center closed. This is just forced. Alright, what's up? So, Dr. Alenkov. We got time for a couple more games. I want to thank GM Ray Robson for rating. Thank you very much for that, sir. Chess is different under lockdown. I wonder if we're actually going to get back to real tournaments. It'll be different for a while. Alright, so the anti-London system, my friend the Weed Master, International Master Joe Fang, he recommended this d6 to me. Every time I play it, though, I start wondering like what it does. They're different, like, tricky move orders. Yeah, so he plays into one of the traps, basically. We're trying to trap your bishop on f4. I had a game the other day against someone who played h3. That seems like a really simple way for white to deal with this. There are other more complicated moves for white, like knight c3 and stuff. But e3 is more or less like the trap. Black now plays knight h5, and we get his bishop. We could play it like a hippo for black, which I like anyway. The weed master. Couldn't leave him alone in my backyard. Didn't know what would start growing out there. Right, okay, so we can still trap your bishop, right? Can I play knight f6 here? What's wrong with that? Now he goes bishop e2. Oh, this could get kind of weird. It's possible to just play knight g7. That's probably good, but what's wrong with knight f6? Well, I guess we'll find out. Wait, knight f6, bishop e2? Yeah. Do I want my knight in f6, though? Maybe I want it on d7. Controlling certain squares. Is it better just to play this? Who the heck knows? I don't know. We trap the bishop one way or another. Now, Dr. Alenikov, he better not be as good as the other new guy. I played in English and lost. A really tough endgame against. You can take the bishop when you want to take it. We set up a hippo. Now, I figured I'd leave my knight on d7. I'm not sure if that was the right idea or not. The hippo thing may not be working now. I mean, he has like bishop f3. I don't think we can do a traditional. We're not going to be able to form a traditional hippo here. So other options. Maybe c5, hitting his center. What's wrong with that, actually? Like a Benoni. G-Souths, yeah, don't move the same piece twice. It's kind of a general rule. A little difficult to adhere to that forever, but yeah, I mean, most London system players are a little dogmatic about not playing c4, but I think, you know, a lot of stronger players have picked it up and started preaching the truth too much. This is weird. I try to tell Astrobate not to play g5 too early in the openings. Though here it might actually work. I'm going to need to take his bishop eventually. It looks like one of the variations that I played, the Smyslov King's Indian. Basically, it's a total transposition. Dr. Alenikov. Maybe he's related to the other guy that I played. Very solid for white here. I'm not a big fan of playing g5 really early, in general. I have a bad score with that. But seriously, what are we doing now? Just make a developing move? Like random developing move? Bishop d7? Bishop f5? I don't like bishop f5 because I don't want to trade bishops, and he might play bishop d3. Let's just put our bishop on d7. It's not great, though. I'm not thrilled with this, and he's also fast. Okay, the London system is meant to be easy to play. He's got an easy to play position. Very solid. He's given up his bishop. It's not a big deal. It's like playing the Caro-Kann. You know, you just take on g3, you have a solid structure, you trade it off your bad bishop, it's not the end of the world. They invented the two square moves for the pawns to allow them to invent, to what? To allow them to invent the not two moves for your pieces in the opening. I'm not sure which was invented first. Queen c2. So, never play queen a5. It's like my opponent knows the queen c2 kings, the bishop g5 king's Indian. So I'm guessing that this guy, had I played a normal king's Indian, like g6, bishop g7, he would have played like e3 and c4, which is recommended by a lot of these London system gurus. I want to just sort of maintain the tension if I can. Admittedly, queen a5 is kind of artificial. Like I'm playing the dragon or something. Antonio back. I don't know, man. I'm not going to get to all these challenges. Don't anybody else challenge me, because I've got to leave in 20 minutes. We've got time for like 2 more games. Krovenko wants to beat me down again. That's not happening. Even if he could, I have to go. Very solid game by White. I had a bad experience in a not so distant game playing g4 recently. This looks better for White. Does that doctor have 100 games? Just barely. I don't want to play people who have like new accounts with less than 100 games, just to avoid getting trolled. There's a much less percentage chance someone's gonna like troll me, crush me with an engine or something. If you have at least 100 games invested in your account, I feel a little bit safer. But so far, White is playing really strong. White is just better here. This queen a5 could be a problem. g4 does nothing. His knight just goes out on h4, where it's actually a little problematic. Unless I can play g4 and then condemn it to the side of the board with e6 forever, it's going to weaken my king side, and it's going to create problems. White is so solid. This is very slightly weakening his position, but not much. With b3, maybe I have a plan of some sort. Of course, he can play maybe d5, closing the center. I mean, frankly, it's hard for both sides to do anything in these type of positions. Now it's changed structurally to more like a Marazzi. I could have taken with the d pawn, but this looks better. Knight d2. The queen is exposed here. Looks like I have a draw at best. I know it's early to say that, but I mean, I just don't have anything. He's simply trading all the pieces off now. White's so solid, it's ridiculous. 1874. He must have asked 100 times when he was going to play. Very pumped up to play. I don't know. g5 looks stupid here. If I had played g6, I would feel better about my position. This g5 just looks ridiculous. Also, he's trading off my bishop pair, which totally negates a big part of my advantage. This is a very good strategy. When the opponent has 2 bishops in a fairly open position like this, trade one off. You can play with your knight. The remaining knight will patrol the weaker squares, so I have a dark square bishop. He wants to make that bad. It's a concrete plan for White now, you know. He has a path to follow, in other words. Nothing I can do, I have to take back. I mean, it's possible in an endgame, maybe my bishop is stronger than a knight. But I'm a pessimist by nature. I don't see a lot going on here. b4 gives up some squares. My other alternative is what? To play like rook b8, rook a8. If I can play an endgame where I have all the pawns in the same island, and white has an isolated b pawn, like queen b5, okay, it's not possible. Knight b5, rook a2, rook c1, rook b8. That's a disturbing variation. Rook c1, rook b8, knight b5, queen b5, rook c8, check. What do I do there? Here, rook b8, knight b5, queen takes b5, rook c8 check. Probably have to sack my queen. That's not good. Now I played rook a1. That looks crazy. Yet there may not be a forced win. He's asking for trouble now. Although he can answer, look at this, like knight d7. If my knight moves, he has knight d5 hitting me. Rook a1 is bad, but it doesn't lose by force. Now we fix the weakness on a2. There's still no immediate tactic against this. But it's hard to like white now. He doesn't have knight d5. He has to play a very awkward move, probably knight e2. Black is better for the first time. I have a clear plan to pile up on a2. Try to hang on to my pawn on b4. Yes, best move. Knight d5. Knight e4 doesn't work. If knight d5, rook c1. Rook fc1, rook ac1 for that matter, but he can also pin me in some variations. I don't want to just stick my knight on c3, like rook c1, knight c3, knight c3, bc3. That might even be good, but I thought there might be something better. I guess even that is good for black, honestly. We started to have the advantage here. Guys, I have time for like one more game after this, at least. Rook c1. I was thinking this, get off the file. That's problem is a2's hanging. You know, not a big deal maybe. As I said, he can pin me with queen e4. If I go to b7, I have to go to b7 or play knight c3. That's the question. The pin looks kind of unpleasant. I guess it's not a big deal. Like queen b7, queen e4, rook b8. But his queen on e4 is really annoying. I just don't feel like getting pinned. He's got a minute and 22 to my 11 seconds. A2's hanging, but that's it. He can defend it somehow. Maybe there's no convenient way to do so, so he has to do like knight e4. I guess he can play a4. That weakens b3. We're just slightly better here, but it's not much. Strong 1800. I hope my rook wasn't trapped or something somehow. That could have been an issue. So this endgame, I mean, very likely it's a draw, but the b pawn might fall. He is almost 1900. 1899. Well, I got here with help from Ray Robson. I normally don't get more than like 60 viewers. Well, nor do most streamers on lichess. But I've never been that focused on viewership. I just try to do my thing. So I appreciate it though. Cool of Ray to raid. Now he's gonna drop material. That was a tough game by White. Where to go? Loses a piece. But it was a good game by him. There's no reason for White to even lose. Maybe at the end, you know, he's not even losing. Like here, he might lose a pawn. Even the endgame would be tough to grind him down, even if he drops his b pawn. This is like slightly better for black. Stockfish is giving me like 0.2 advantage after move 31. Then he just like ran out of time and started panicking. The move I loved was queen a6. I don't know if that was the best move or not. The engine just like cold-bloodedly leaves the queen in the pin, or in the discovery. This was just a chicken move, man. He actually missed a really strong move. Queen e4, it looks like. I was afraid my rook could get kind of trapped there. I would have to take here, and then my king side is weak. You know, if I have to give up my dark square bishop, then queen a6 wasn't good. But I was running out of time. It was just a sudden decision, you know, based on time pressure. All right. So Baleful is not a subscriber, right? We should take Morales' challenge, and then I'll lose that game, and we'll be done for today. Yesterday we held a simul. Every simul on Sunday, 6:30 p.m. Every Sunday there's a simul at 6:30 p.m. But here on lichess, CEST. Morales yesterday beat me as usual with White, but the funny part was it was all played before. Like the whole game had been played before. We played an a6 closed Sicilian that transposes into some sort of open line, and I looked it up, and Morales, you knew that? Like the whole entire thing has been played before? Like 20 moves? 2 grandmasters lost my position already, like the same way that I did. So basically, Morales crushing me with home analysis. Yeah, I don't know the variation we played yesterday too much. It's e4, c5, you know, knight c3, a6. I never seriously studied that. Just I threw it out there, you know, to mix it up. But I just played what seemed like natural moves, and I lost by force. That's kind of upsetting. It's upsetting when you get crushed when it feels like all the moves you made were sound, you know. But at one point, I have to vary and play like a slightly different move that attacks the knight on c3, sends it to a4 out of the center. I didn't do that, and then I'm almost like losing by force. But it's funny, man, like you've managed to conquer the e5 square in your entire repertoire. Like, how do you build an entire repertoire about a square? I've never seen anyone do that before. Your entire opening repertoire is about like winning control of the e5 square. That's insane. Don't know, he says. He didn't realize. It's just like, once he gets control of e5, you're lost. That's how his entire repertoire works. That's kind of scary. Well, alright, so now we've got some sort of King's Indian attack closed. Bishop g4 set up. Normally the bishop would go to, what's the Caro-Kann style thing? Bishop d6 is I guess, okay. What do we want to do? Open it up? I play a lot of different stuff. c4 sometimes. But I feel like he's taking a lot of time here. We should try to open the position somehow. What do you think of Dr. Alenkov's rating? Well, he played well. You know, he blundered a piece at the end. I don't know. I would think that he's underrated. I don't mean to intimate the 1900s are weak, you know. I don't know. It's hard to say. I don't think it's like that inappropriate. I think the other guy who crushed me, who was 2050, was like a master. I think we have a lot of opponents who are underrated. This guy just trolls me. You should see the last games he plays against me. He's insanely strong. You almost like lose by force with black against Morales. He's gotten stronger. Stronger and stronger. Yeah, this doesn't look great. This doesn't look great. I wanted to open the position, but it's like kind of funky. My pawn here is a little bit funky. Black, I don't know, Morales playing like it's the Caro-Kann. You don't play the Caro-Kann or Slav or anything of that nature. How do you come out with this system? He plays the Budapest Gambit and a Slav like Caro-Kann against knight f3. I'm just going to get crushed. I have good play with my knight f3, d4, g3. Oh, yeah, well, of course. Man, this is just nothing for white. If I hadn't played c4, I would only be slightly worse. It looks like with this move now, because my d3 pawn is weak, I'm really just totally fishing. Maybe if my knight was on c3, it would be better. I don't like this position. Clearly better for black already. My openings are terrible. It's like chess 960. What happened here? Well, you confused me with bishop g4 castles, e6. I guess I confused myself. Usually I play a lot of c4. More than what I'm doing in this game. I'm not really playing e4 a lot these days. I don't like this position at all. you can play I can play that game against the EK guy. I have something in your opening with e5. Caro-Kann exchange variation with bishop g5. Yeah, I mean, e5 again looks like the only move that's questionable. But the way you played it felt pretty quick, and I thought that you knew what you were doing. Someone has suggested bishop e5 check. All right. Morales just playing like Botvinnik. Very solid. And fast. It looks like I'm lost. Basically lost almost. I hope almost. This is nothing like any of your other openings that you play. Totally positional. Not based on any sort of attack. With white, he's got a completely different style. Now f4 is just hanging. Awful position for me. No chances of winning. Weaknesses on the dark squares. Just the king side. I don't like playing g4 in the King's Indian, but I had like no other plan. Yeah, it'd be nice if you asked before you posted something. Bishop takes f3. It's like, sorry, man, when people like lose like $10,000 in a pot in poker. You say like, hey, sorry. Sorry about that bad beat. 85. Good. Good position for black. Hard to defend this pawn on c4. Don't say like sorry after a game or something. That's really bad. You don't mean it. What am I going to do with you? Morales. Maybe bishop e3. Oh, we have this. You have queen a6 now, but I have b3. Oh, queen b3. Wow. What is going on, dude? Queen b3? Seriously? You saw that? Dude, what is going on here? He just instantly played queen b3. That's an easy move to play. I don't know what I'm doing. Just losing. I don't know how you can be 33. Damn, dude. He's beating me almost every game lately. Queen b3 just killed my whole position. Just totally malfunctioning now. Now he'll probably play like Queen g3 or something. I definitely wasn't in the mood for the Morales game to end the stream. 18-14 in bullet. I got this. I'm just totally lost. I'm just lost for nothing. I'm Queen b3, dude. He has to calculate bishop c5, queen a6. There's lots of bad moves he could have played. Actually, queen a6 might not be bad. I didn't see queen b3. Now I can take on b2, but I have rook b1. Wins a piece. Bishop takes b7. Yeah, that's good. He's really, really strong. Yeah, that would be the end of the line, literally. It's unbelievable how strong this guy is. And he's 1800 in bullet chess. Now I'm lost. Dude, he is master strength. I mean, it's obvious. But we never did. Does he have a FIDE rating or some sort of rating? This is so systematic for black. b5, it's like I can anticipate almost every move he plays. And there's nothing I can do about it. It's like you see what's coming, and you know it's coming, but it doesn't matter. There's no way to prevent it. God damn, hallucinating. Calmly played b3. He lost on time. What? Well, he lost on time in a winning position. Almost winning position. My last move was a blunder. You're totally winning with 92 check. Oh my god. That's embarrassing. Yeah, great game. You're just better all the way. From move here, like move 6. There's a Carlo De Mare game here from 89 against Wienans. White is worse already. Like, I'm worse. I felt it completely here. Why do you play this opening for white? How bad can the King's Indian attack be, man? I mean, it's like a fundamental opening. Normally, I don't lose by force against 2,000 players with white. I guess the King's Indian like loses by force. This is such a strong move, Queen B3. I thought I was just lost after this. Honestly, you know, HTFP, I stopped being a chess player for like 8 years, and I had no theory for like, you know, 7 years or something. So I just came back to chess after not playing for seriously for like 7 years, and I don't have any up-to-date like theory in the sharper lines, you know, of e4, d4. So I started playing knight f3 pretty much universally. It's like not easy to keep up on chess theory, especially if all I do is like teaching other people. I don't have time to prepare my own openings, so often I'm playing knight f3 to avoid theory. Damn, dude. Such a good game by black. Rook d3, queen b6. I have never any chances to win. Here I missed rook d7, stopping queen c7, but I had seconds. It was a good game until the end when we both blunder. Non-clear pawn down. b5 was an excellent move by black. Because knight a3 is a draw. I mean, objectively, this opposite colored bishop is likely to be a draw. So b5 is the best move to keep in the game. He was winning, but in time pressure, we won on time. I mean, I don't deserve to win this game. I'm clearly worse. You know, the opening, I guess I made some kind of serious mistake. Generally, I play like c4 here more often, and I don't know the theory on e4 too well. This position I really don't play. You know, it feels like a Caro-Kann, and I don't know what I'm doing. Anyway, guys, thanks for watching. Thanks to Ray Robson for rating today. Thanks to Mr. Coffee for theoretically being our moderator. Everybody, stay safe. We'll be back tomorrow night with a blitz tournament here at 6:30 CET on lichess. Good games to everybody, really tough. You guys give me a workout. Strong field, as usual. Morales even, very tough in blitz. TK guy, unbeatable. Thanks everybody for subscribing, and we will see you and everybody tomorrow night at 6:30. Again, on lichess, we host an arena every Tuesday at 6:30, either Blitz or Rapid. This week is Blitz. Thanks, Mr. Coffee, for theoretically being our moderator. I didn't know if you were here. I figured you're at work already. I'm not sure what time it is. Anyways, I will see you guys later. Thanks for stopping by. Bye-bye. Panda. The Panda, the chess Panda. Encourage you to wear a mask and be safe. Thank you. Thanks, everybody. Good games. Bye-bye.